Sometimes what feels like being ignored can actually be something very different. And one of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that silence or distance always means disinterest, when in reality, in certain situations, it can mean she's trying to understand your intentions and see how much you truly value the connection. Because attraction and human behavior are not always direct, especially in the early stages where emotions are still forming and trust hasn't been fully established yet. So instead of expressing interest openly, she may create a little distance to observe how you respond. And this is where many men get confused and react in ways that actually push her further away without realizing it. One of the clearest signs that she's not ignoring you but testing you is inconsistent attention, where one moment she's engaged, responsive, and interested, and the next moment she becomes slower to reply or slightly distant. And this shift often isn't random. It's her way of seeing whether you remain calm and confident or become needy and reactive, because how you handle uncertainty says a lot about your emotional stability. Another sign is she watches your reaction when you pull back. If you stop texting as much or become a little less available, she may suddenly reappear, start conversations, or increase her effort because now she's checking if your attention is still there and whether the connection matters to you. And this push and pull dynamic can reveal more about her interest than constant attention ever could. You might also notice that she engages but doesn't fully commit to deeper plans. She talks to you, laughs, and shows interest, but hesitates when things start becoming more serious. And this can be her way of testing emotional safety, making sure you're not just interested in the moment, but consistent over time. Another strong indicator is subtle curiosity about your behavior. She may ask questions indirectly, pay attention to how you spend your time, or notice how you interact with others, because she's gathering information about who you are and how you handle situations, especially when there's a bit of uncertainty involved. There's also a pattern where she creates space but never completely disappears. She might take longer to reply or seem less available at times, but she always comes back, continues the conversation, or finds a reason to reconnect. And this shows that the connection still matters to her, even if she's not expressing it in a straightforward way. Another important sign is she reacts to your emotional tone. If you become overly serious, needy, or frustrated, she may pull back more. But if you stay relaxed, confident, and balanced, she often becomes more comfortable and engaged because she's observing whether you can handle emotional ups and downs without losing your composure. You may also notice playful challenges or teasing, where she lightly tests your confidence through jokes or small disagreements, because this allows her to see how you respond without creating a serious situation, and your ability to handle it calmly can increase her attraction. At the same time, it's important to understand that not every situation of distance is a test, and the key difference lies in consistency. If she continues to show interest over time, comes back after creating space, and maintains some level of engagement, it often indicates that there's still attraction present. But if the distance becomes complete silence with no effort to reconnect, then it may genuinely be disinterest. Understanding this distinction is crucial because it prevents you from overreacting or chasing in situations where patience and confidence would be more effective. The most important thing to remember is that attraction often grows in environments where there is a balance between interest and space. And when someone is testing how much you want them, they're not just looking for attention, they're looking for emotional strength, consistency, and self-respect. So instead of trying to prove your worth through constant effort, the most powerful response is to stay grounded, maintain your own life, and engage without losing your sense of self. Because when she sees that your interest is real but not desperate, it creates a dynamic where she feels both attracted and secure. And over time, those tests begin to fade as trust builds, revealing that what once looked like ignoring was actually a subtle way of understanding whether the connection had the potential to become something meaningful.